Because patterns know that we are going to be destroyed. When you design a garment, you start with the pattern of paper. When the real garment comes, you have to destroy the pattern. So these are rulers and leaders of this age. They never perceived. Because this is a plan which was kept hidden in the past age. During the time of those who are old, that pattern was there, and yet the plan which was kept hidden in the past age, it was hidden to everybody. Now it's revealed to us. So rulers and leaders of this age, it says they could not perceive it, and they are doomed to pass away. So pattern knows that I'm living now. I'm living now. They're busy writing my obituary. So as you stand as a son of glory, you are writing other people's obituaries. The new makes the old obsolete. So Moses gets complete when we appear. Okay, let's go to Hebrews 11. I'm just going to teach a little. We finish. I'll continue tonight. Do we love Jesus Christ? Say, I love you, Jesus. Say, I love you, Jesus. Listen, if you understand, you scream. I'm reading from verse 8. Hebrews 11. By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went. Even though he did not know where he was going, by faith he made his home in the promised land, like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him of the same promise. If it's a promise, it's not yet there. They lived there, but they've never received the promise. It's just a land of the promise. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations. It means it's just in a land without foundation. It means it will be destroyed. Any building without foundation cannot stand. I want you to understand this. When Hebrews 11 said, by faith Isaac, by faith Moses, by faith Abraham, it's not your faith. That's faith without the promise they have. There's no foundation. Now listen. Listen. Say, I love you, Jesus. Say, I love you, Jesus. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations, whose architect and builder is God. So he just went to a land, but he was waiting for the true one with foundations. And the apostles of God are not yet there in the old. And read Revelations 21. So the foundations of that city are the 12 apostles. The Apostle Paul comes and says, I laid this foundation, and this foundation incomplete is Christ. Christ was not yet there. Christ was not yet revealed. Now listen. Listen. Verse 37. They were put to death by stoning. They were sewed in two. They were killed by the sword. They went about in sheepskin and goat skins, destitute, persecuted, and mistreated. The world was not worthy of them. They wandered in the deserts and mountains. Where did Abraham go? Up to the mountain while Lot went down there. They went up to the mountains, living in caves. When Elijah was crying, God says, I have those who are in the caves. Listen. And in holes in the ground. These were all commended for their faith. Yet none of them received what has been promised. None of them said they lived in the land without foundation because there's no promise. Are we clear? Are we clear? These were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what was promised. None of these people of old received what was promised. So apart from you, they're not perfected. So they were still thirsty. Someone has to be born to come with the water. That's why when he came with the water, he said to the woman, where's your husband? It means you made them. Apostles, prophets, teachers. You made the prophets. You made with them, but you were never satisfied. That's why the woman said, it is Jacob who dug this well. Our fathers have been drinking in this well. So who are those fathers of old? They were drinking from the well of Jacob. So Jesus comes and says, I am. So where's your husband? You met with those who have not yet received the promise. They were still thirsty. So resurrected life, those who ministered while they are thirsty, while they are hungry, don't have the promise. They are not yet resurrected. They are a pattern. Let me finish. And we all go home. Don't meditate about the healing that you are going to get now, deliverance. Meditate about the word. You'll still remain natural. I repeat, don't go and meditate upon the healing that you receive. Meditate upon the word so that the immortal spirit can come out and say, here am I. Creation, you have been waiting for me. Listen now. I repeat, verse 39. These were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what had been promised. Since God had planned something better for us, he's not talking about them now. They have never received what was promised, yet God thought something better for us. You have been in the mind of God because he has been. God was thinking about the one who was in. Because you were chosen in Christ from before the world began. You were chosen in there. So where were you? When Moses and everybody were busy, Joel and everybody, you were in God. That's why he says, I knew you before your mother. I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. I have plans and thoughts for your life, not to harm you, but I have plans. So the Apostle Paul comes, 1 Corinthians chapter 2. This is the plan that was kept hidden in the past age. Where was it hidden? In God. So rulers and leaders of this age never perceived it. That's why they are doomed to pass away. So Ephesians 1 verse 4, you were chosen in him from before the world began. John chapter 14, they say, show us the Father. He said, how long shall I be with you? I'm in the Father, and the Father is in me. I and the Father are one. So resurrected sons, there's no travailing of pain because Christ is formed in you. There's no travailing of pain. There's no travailing of pain because Christ is now formed in you. Now listen, if you understand, you'll scream. If you don't understand, don't scream, don't worry. We are taking you out from the atmosphere of being a pattern. We are taking you to the atmosphere of glory. Listen, they were all commended because of their faith. So you understand, their faith is not your faith, because they've never received what was promised. If they had serious faith, they would have drawn the promise to themselves. So their faith could not qualify as perfection, because these were all commended for their faith, but yet they never received what was promised. Do you understand the mystery now? Now listen. Say, I love you, Jesus. Since God had planned something better for us, so that they only together with us would they be made perfect. So without us, they are not perfected. Only they together with us would they be made perfect. So without me, Moses, without me, Isaiah could not be who he ought to be. So God had us in mind. So we are a generation that perfects the past. So we can speak by saying this: I've never come to abolish the law or the prophets. I've come to fulfill them, because there was no fulfillment in them. So Christ says, I've never come to abolish the law of the prophets, but I've come to fulfill them. So if something is not fulfilled, it's what? It's suffering. It's incomplete. So stop being a minister of being a pattern. That's why patterns argue without an answer. Patterns argue, they criticize without solution. Patterns argue, they criticize for years and years until they die. They're busy approving their obituaries. A resurrected life, it's a life where you appear with them. That's why chapter 12 Hebrews says, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses. Which is the cloud? It refers to the previous chapter. The previous chapter, cloud of witnesses. These are witnesses, they are clouds, they already left. When Jesus in Acts chapter 1, when he says to the disciples, go and wait for the Holy Spirit in Jerusalem, he went up into the clouds. So the two men appeared before the disciples and they said, why are you looking intently into the sky? The same way you saw him going in the clouds, that's the same way he will come to you. Now Hebrews chapter 12, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud. So why is he getting into the clouds? He first went into the tomb and the tombs broke open. The bodies came out of the tomb and they went halfway. They went halfway. So he has to go and speak to the disciples. Acts chapter, he speaks to the disciples. When he speaks to them, the clouds which came out of the tombs are waiting in the sky. They are waiting for him. So they're waiting for him. So the moment he said, go and wait, he was taken up into the clouds. Now two men confirm, says the same way, Hebrews chapter 12. Since we are surrounded by so great, the same way you saw him going in, that's the same way come. When the promise comes, the clouds together with us, will they be made perfect? The clouds together, Moses perfect, Jewel perfect. Now we are in the midst with Jesus. Let us see Jesus, who is the author and the finisher of our faith. The author and the finisher of our faith. Don't think that faith was complete in chapter 11. So the resurrected life, you live with them. A miracle that Moses performed was incomplete. A miracle that Isaiah performed was incomplete. A miracle that Elijah could perform was incomplete, because it was performed with faith without the promise. But when the promise comes, we are there to we are there to complete, because it was not perfected. So we need to know and understand resurrected life. So I want you to understand angels, creation. old prophets. They were all waiting. So you can see chapter 11, they were hoping for the real one. They were hoping for the city with foundation, the one that is firm. Do we love Jesus Christ? So just like the word penetrates and goes to the immortal spirit, there's some kind of a spirit with creation which you have to come and penetrate to reveal what creation can do, so that creation can be free. Because creation has been waiting for sons of glory to be manifested. Where there's sin, there's death. But where there's resurrection, there's life. There's life. So the law of the spirit of life, Romans 8, has set me free from the law of sin and death. Once I drink poison, the law of sin and death cannot work. The law of sin and death cannot work. Where there's sin, there's death. Poison can prosper, creation can prosper. But now when the Son of Glory is revealed, creation said, I cannot function as I used to. I've repented now because he is the Son of Glory. Once Isaiah saw the glory, he said, I'm a man with unclean lips. Once poison looks at you and gets into you, he says, I'm a man who's a killer. I repent in this body. I change the way I function. Resurrection life. We cannot teach and celebrate about resurrection when you're not part of it. That's everything that is being happening. We are learning about the anointing. We are learning about the resurrected life. You cannot say I'm anointed when you're not resurrected. Anointed and resurrection goes the same. So he takes the anointed by the hand. He breaks iron bars. He flattened mountains of human obstacles. You find the man of God says, I'm only human. He flattens mountains of human obstacles. So I'm only human. You are an obstacle. You are a stumbling block. Satan behind us. You are a pattern. Satan behind us. He takes the anointed by the hand. He breaks iron bars. He opens doors that no man can close. He even flattens mountains of human obstacles. The moment you say, I'm human, you are a mountain. You are an obstacle. You are a stumbling block. Your thoughts are not from above, resurrected. Your thoughts are from below. That's what he said to Peter. You are a stumbling block. Satan behind me. It's because your thoughts are not from above, resurrected. Your thoughts are from below. So somebody has just received an offense. I already destroyed your weapon. I dealt with fear that you come with. So we need to know and understand what is happening now. Celebration of Good Friday. Originama, because Pansitema, the Rija fish. But what fish we eat fish. You're religious. Do we get this? Don't put people into prison. Liberate them by the gospel of peace. But the God of peace is in the gospel of peace. Did somebody learn something? Can I just finish here? We understand this. The resurrected life, you no longer live your life. Resurrection, forget about your friends, forget about your relatives, forget about everything. If you love your father or mother, if you love your daughter or your son more than me, if you love your wife more than me, you are not fit to be my disciple. You do not qualify. Resurrection, you leave everybody. They will depend on seeing your light. If they see, it's up to them whether they follow the light. When they see the glory, I'm a man with unclean lips. I'm a man with unclean lips. Repentance. Poison repents, but you don't repent. So there's a responsibility for sons of glory. If God penetrated them with the word, the immortal spirit came out, they function differently than anything on earth. Now you come, you receive the word. Anything that you come across it, you penetrate it by what is in you. As you penetrate it, it functions. The Omega. The Alpha, a son of glory. The Omega, penetrate creation. Complete. Moses, Elijah, complete. He's the author and the finisher of your faith. Faith in Hebrews 11 is not yet complete because the resurrection of men is not seen yet. So they with us are now perfected. When Jesus went into the graves, it says the tombs broke open and the bodies came out of the tombs. You understand resurrection? The bodies came out of the tomb, but not yet perfected until they surround us. Clouds of witnesses. Witnesses in Hebrews 11, by faith Moses, by faith Elijah, by faith witnesses. The moment they meet with us, we're all up there, raised together with Christ. We are all seated with him on the right hand of the Father. So you have come to Zion. Hebrews 12. You have come to a city on a hill. You have come to thousands upon thousands of angels. You have come to a festal gathering. You have come to a city that cannot be shaken. Foundations, it cannot be shaken. You have come to the blood that speaks a better message than the blood of Abel. So you are happy. The blood of Abel speaks from the ground. The blood of Abel speaks not from above. Though Abel was approved, but his blood speaks from the ground. His language is from the ground. But we have come to the blood that speaks a better message than the blood of Abel. We have come to a city, a kingdom that cannot be shaken. Foundations. So they were looking forward to a city with foundation. The one that cannot be shaken. The one that cannot be moved. So a resurrected life, you'll face persecution, but you'll never be moved. They promise that they will remove you. They promise that they will take your papers. They will promise that they will dishonor you and take your certificates. They promise with prophecies that his church is going to be closed. You will see. They promise with prophecies that at the entrance you will see a board of golding written for sale. They promise. Who's resurrected? Was your speech resurrected, or you are speaking like the blood of Abel? You spoke from the ground. Once the reality arises, you'll see how many staged prophecies and confessions will start. Staged, forcing people to confess what they do not know, forcing them to say, I did not carry the Spirit of Christ. It was, what is that? A resurrected son will come back and say, you tricked me. I'm going to speak the truth. You can see fear. I already dealt with you. I'm not fear. I don't care how reputed you are. You ought to repent and tell the world the truth. That's why you can't counteract when he says no, it was not. You can't counteract. It's time. I speak by the Spirit of grace. I speak by let the church speak the truth. We are the body if we stand. Two foundations shall stand. A resurrected life maintains what they have. If they say you have a demon, you need deliverance, you come and say it's not a demon. You do worse, you perform worse. You reveal the resurrection. Let the body know the truth. The body is not the size. The body is not the age. In resurrection, we are without age, without mother or father. without genealogy, without the record of days. We are out of time and out of space. Stop messing up the body of Christ. It's a resurrected body. It's a body which knows no pattern. It knows no pattern. It knows the reality. That's why it says it's the temple of the Holy Ghost, not the temple of a pattern. It's a temple of the Holy Ghost. Therefore, it cannot do what is against the Holy Ghost. When the Holy Ghost is at work, the body is excited because the body knows that I'm from creation. So I cannot reject what I've been waiting for. I have to comply with what I've been waiting for. Where are the Elihus of today? The Elihus who would listen to Job and his friends speaking while they are serving them. Listening to them speaking, they do not speak like fathers. They do not speak like they carry the glory. I'm like a bottle of wine, ready to burst. I'm full of the air inside. I want to burst. Now I speak. It is not age that speaks. It is the Spirit who speaks. Where are the Elihus of today? Why do you speak that there's no resurrection in your life? Why do you speak to buy faces? Why do you teach to compromise? Why do you teach to please others? Preach to speak the truth. Preach to set the captives free. Preach to set nature free. Preach to set the captives free. Setting the captives free. Setting the captives free. The captives were bound by their teaching. The captives were bound by their pattern. They thought it was real, yet it is not. Living a resurrected life. The Apostle Paul says to Timothy, be committed to public speech. In order for you to prove to be a good minister of Christ. That's 1 Timothy chapter 4. From verse 6 it says, be committed to public speech. Preach the gospel. Chapter 4, 2 Timothy says, preach the gospel in season and out of season, whether conditions are favorable or not favorable. Preach the gospel. Preach it. When conditions are not favorable, you don't depend on being a pattern. You come in, you enter places which are dangerous. You enter places because it's out of season. You bear fruits even though it's not a season for you to bear fruits. You reveal even though they say don't. You do it because an instruction came from the Lord, not from man. This is the garden of grace. The garden of the grace from above. The garden of that grace from above. Out of his fullness, we all have a share. So go and tell my brothers. So we need to know and understand the truth. So you need to understand that part. Your faith, let it not be a faith without foundations. Faith without foundations, you cannot remain. The resurrected life, you remain. We've been crucified with Christ. So anybody who tries to crucify us now, you're crucifying what is already dealt with. Anybody who tries to persecute you now, you are too late. Some of the things you say them now, why don't you raise the standard? Because last year the worst thing was said. So you are taking chances. You are taking chances. The worst thing happened in 2015. You come with the lesser thing in 2019. You are taking chances. Let me teach you the resurrected life. The more you are persecuted, the standard has been raised. The level cannot be raised Because persecution has to come to challenge the level. And you cannot take the less and try to challenge it. Don't take chances. So if you tried 2014, 2015, if you tried, sit in, just sleep. Just sleep. Just sleep. Just sleep. Because the one who's doing it today, it's not you anymore. Just be quiet and swallow your pride and go before Christ. Repent and confess. Are we getting it? Do we love Jesus Christ? 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 This is time. A resurrected generation. That's why many will notice now. These things must happen. They must happen. This year I spoke. And I said there's going to be many natural disasters. Many will not understand, and it's God speaking. It is God speaking. And we spoke even last year, 2017, we spoke how people will see people, notice people dying. People who never expected to die, they will die. People who never expect to be removed from those positions, you will see them being removed. God's language. God's speech. God's announcement. God's declarations. By the word. The thing is, around the 90s, late 90s, there were those who were flown with computers are coming, Satan is coming. Satan has been there, man. Don't eat this. When you eat Zimba chips, check poker man inside. There were Zimba chips long ago. Why do you start 90s? They said when the year 2000 comes, things. Remember? The beast. Remember those were there? And books were written, people preached. It means at that time, there was no church at all. People were praying from Mahara. There was no church at all. Because people who wrote books and preached those preachings, they never repented. They never came and said, we're wrong because 2000 passed and then we'd never seen what they said. They said ATM machines are coming, computers coming, Satan is coming. Today churches, where do we take money? To the bank. To the bank. To the bank. What do we use in church? We have TV stations, we have everything. Computer. And they said when computers are coming, the devil is coming. You're watching television via computer. Technology is from God. The problem is how you use it. The problem is how do you use it. Even the Bible is from God. The problem is how you interpret it. That. Sons of glory are manifested, so it will depend on how you interpret them. A resurrected life. It's life where there's no fear at all. It's life where there's no keeping of wrong. It's life where we do not accept what is wrong. What is wrong has to comply when it comes to us. What is wrong has to comply. So you will regret why you speak and say things that you don't know about the sons of glory. Speak to embarrass yourself. These are sons who don't just withdraw. We never back down. If we say forward, check our words before you meet us. What we said, we never back down. I declare and I decree Sons of glory manifested. Sons of glory manifested in this place. Their resurrection shall be noticed because they are a city on a hill. A city on a hill cannot be moved. A city on a hill cannot be avoided. Everybody will see there's a city on a hill. No one will avoid it. Because their God who answered them in the secret rewards them in the open. So that every eye shall see, every ear shall hear. So you qualify wherever you go. Blessed are your eyes and blessed are your ears, because you can see and hear. Old prophets together with their patterns. They could not. But those who are proved by faith are better than the patterns of today. Because patterns of today never perceived. Why do I say patterns? They are rulers and leaders of this age. 1 Corinthians 2. Now a ruler met with Jesus Christ in John chapter 3. A teacher from the earth and a teacher from above met together. A leader from the earth and a leader from above. And a leader from the earth, a ruler, came and he said to Jesus, it shows that you're from above. For no one can do the things that you do. So a ruler who was ready to perceive it, Nicodemus, he left those who were with him. So live before you pass away. Live before you pass away. Because he left them. John chapter 7, he approves what he was teaching. And they said to Nicodemus, are you not one of his disciples? Are you his disciple? Has he bewitched you as well? He was not shaken. In the midst of them, he had to confess. When he died on the cross, he was one of the entourage which requested his body. Resurrection. No matter what they do with you, when you're finished at the cross, no chemical can prosper against your body. It's not over. Others thought it's over. When they brought all the chemicals to deal with the corpse, with him they did not prosper. The clothes were very soft, like those chemicals never came on them. He had to roll them and put them there. The first disciple who arrived at the tomb, the Bible says he believed. What made him to believe? He understands embalmment procedure. That no one can roll those clothes. Those chemicals makes a person hard. And it becomes heavy. On the third day, it's over. On the third day, you can't come out. That thing is like plaster. It becomes hard. But he believed because he understood embalmment procedure. All those burial clothes, Jesus rolled them soft, and put them there. And he left. When they came, they said, we know a study about embalmments. No one can do this. He believed. He resurrected. He resurrected. Someone asked a question. Man of God, have you ever been with a psychologist? Are you normal? Are you well? They came too late to embalm me, but their procedure could not prosper. Resurrection life, procedure in the tomb will not prosper. Sons of glory, you lack the spirit of death. That's what surprises me about you. I declare resurrected ministries. I declare resurrected positions. I declare resurrected studies. I declare resurrected courses here. I declare resurrected businesses. I declare resurrection everywhere. Whoever wants to pull you down or destroy your ministry or your business, whoever wants to block you from continuing with your studies, they find now empowerment will not proceed, will not prosper. Empowerment will not prosper. Empowerment will not proceed in your life. Empowerment will not, because you are resurrected together with Christ. You are seated with Him. In fact, you just go to school. You already have your degree. You already have your honors. You just go there. You have captured your degree. You have captured. It's already in you. You just do procedure to get paper. Even when you can finish or break, but you will be on that position because it's a plan that God knew before you were formed in your mother's womb. There's one man of God who passed on. He went to glory. And he said he was at school, theology school. And on his desk he would write names like Brenham's, God's generous, Etta Woodwords. He would write them there. He would even put the picture. Lecturer would be so angry. Why do you do this? Remove these things. And lecture angry a bit at those who spoke about today. So it was trouble and havoc. And then he became a dropout. He didn't finish his theology. And as he was preaching, he says, some of them, you are here. I was with you in class when they were terrorizing me and I dropped out. And out of that theology school, I'm the only one who's successful together with my wife. My wife is successful because she finished at that school. She was helped by me. So she finished. She was accepted. Me, I'm a dropout. But I took her out. You know, you have to go and take them out of the tomb. You have to go and take it. So what they kicked you out for, you put it into her. You cancel everything she learned. Says everybody who I was with in class of theology, not even a single one is successful today. There's nothing wrong in going to a Bible school. It's only wrong when you are being taught a pattern, a religion. After all, Bible school is like church. You are here Friday, now we are in Saturday school. Tomorrow it's Sunday school. The word Sunday school is in your mind with people playing on a playground. You are playing as well. There you are laughing, you're standing, you're sitting down, you're laughing. You climb chairs, you are playing. We are the glory here. You want to see people playing? You never played before? Because you grew up now. You are a mother, you're a father. Piggy, Maulana, son. Pule Mudise, Chadin Dala. Sleep. Wake up. No, you no longer play. You no longer play. Because now there's age catching up with you. There's no joy anymore. You are growing up, even your legs are growing. Let's stand and jump. Let's make a joyful noise. I didn't say sign language, I said a joyful noise. You are in a church, you laugh like an old man. Today you will laugh. Your congregation is looking at you. Resurrected life. Sarah didn't live like Sarah, at the age of 90, Papa, she became. When they say, she said, at the age of 9, I mean, if every man was looking for her and the king is the one who wins, at the age of 90, she must have been very, very young, Papa. Because the Bible explains her beauty at the age of 90. You don't.
Take that kind of a wife working like that.
And Abraham, I'm to love handle. So they wouldn't just ask a question, who is she? Because they were
visible when
love
they
handle,
entered
Papa.
them.
Love handle. Not diary, Papa, love handle. I swear, Sarah,
Entering Sarah.
and that time they're happy together. Abraham was shapa joku, Sarah.
Abraham is doing jokes. Sarah is laughing. You are killing me. You are holding laughter indeed.
And now the king looked, all the men looked. Is that Sarah, age of 90? 16 years, 20 years.
Even young men,
Even
they don't
grow,
enter.
even youth, they grow weary and they faint.
But
Sarah is above. And when no room to resurrected them, one thing.
The person is not resurrected to hereby the love.
Look for a man of God. Look for a man of God. Look for a man of God for approval. And when you come to counseling, man of God cracks a joke. It's not approved. This marriage is not approved. It's not approved. So the approved one. Papa. And Papa goes, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Papa man, Papa man. How old are you, Papa? Do we love Jesus Christ? When Sarah went in there at the age of 90, Abraham was a strong man from the battle. At the age of 100, he was from the battle. At that age, you already finished your package. They even robbed your package. Your pension money is finished. But at the age of 100, he was from the battle. And you are still going to make a child. So how much more about the resurrected people meeting with the old, making them perfect? Without you, God had you in mind. How much more about you? Because you are in the resurrection life. Sons of glory, I declare such resurrection in everything you do. I declare such power in everything that you do. Do we love Jesus Christ? So he's here to bless us together. Listen, it's exciting to live in him. No one can come and rob you. Even today, sons, we still got old prophets and the young prophets. Did you hear God? Or do you hear this because they are reputed to be pillars? What kind of a risk am I? There's no risk that I'm taking. I already dealt with fear. Fear God. Resurrected life. You only fear God, only not man. You only fear God and not men. God is with you all. God is with you all. I say God is with you all. He is all in all. You are sharing in His fullness today. Out of His fullness, we all have a share. Out of His fullness, we all have what? We all have what? A share out of His fullness.
Hi, my name is Daniel, coming from Johannesburg. This is my wife, Shanae. Our confession is about offense and wrong connection. I was very offended lately when my wife had a miscarriage. And that really hurt me a lot, to a point where I was so angry at God. I said, you know, I don't really feel like ministering all these things. And that's also partly because of the sufferings that I'm encountering in my body. I'm suffering a lot of pains for the past 4 years, and as Papa has told me, it's part of the sufferings. But lately they've increased. It's like somebody's drilling my bones. I can't sleep. So that's added to my offense. And yeah, I don't want to be offended, but I'm suffering a lot, especially financially. Whatever I touch is still the same story. Nothing works. I'm struggling to pay my rentals, provide for my wife and family. And the wrong connection part is I've been driving these children to school, but one of the parents serves at my old church. So my old church is a cult. So the spirit that's in that man of God is in her, and it's been affecting me and my wife. And another thing, because of the anger and the offense, I've been struggling with the lustful thoughts, and I've been getting very angry and even to a point of being aggressive with my wife. So, yeah, I would like God to forgive me for that.
Greetings, my name is Shanae from Johannesburg. I'd like to confess about wrong connection. My friend who comes to this church, she was manifesting today, and the spirit in her spoke about how they've been entering in her, a bad connection entering in her through her friend in this church. So that's me. And I was talking to someone from my previous church who used to go to my previous church. She came here, and her and her husband, and she saw Papa, and Papa told them that they can go home with a vision, so they know what to do. So they left the church, but after she left the church, I was still speaking to her because I was really attached to her. And then I found out that the gardener that lives with her is still going to the previous church. So it's been affecting me, and I saw that I'm a bad connection to my friend from speaking to that person. She started having bad dreams again of the wrong connection, the church that we went to. And then me and my husband kept bumping into people from the previous church. And I met a lady who used to go to our previous church, and she spoke bad about Papa Lesejo, about the anointing, and I was defending him. So I'd like Papa to forgive me, the spirit of offense. And also, wrong connection has really been affecting me. I've really learned the hard way because I had a miscarriage. After speaking to these people, I realized I think it was the cause of wrong connection, my miscarriage, and the spiritual husband has come back in my dreams. So wrong connection is really bad. I just want to ask Papa for forgiveness for disobedience and wrong connection. Amen.
Yeah, just to finish my confession, also I have been seeing my family, my grandmother and my cousin, and they are wrongly connected to my relatives who practice Sangoma rituals. So every time I see my grandmother, I get affected, but I want to bring her to church to come and confess. Yeah, thanks.
No.
Come back. Come back. Poisons by the roots come out. Your time is up in Jesus' name. Stand up. Stand up. God is with you all, ne? I forgive you all. The Spirit of Christ forgives you. You're forgiven. Next, let's clap for Jesus.
Greetings. My name is Mululeki. I come from Johannesburg. I'm here to confess about wrong connection. 2 months ago, I visited another man of God, and when the man of God ministered to me, the very night Papa appeared to me, and there was a man of God who was writing like on a chalkboard, and when Papa read the writing, he said, "That's not a prophet." So he rebuked me. But it happened that I went back again to the same church. So it really affected my ministry. People are coming and are going. There's no shape in everything. Whatever I touch is not prospering. So I'm just asking for forgiveness from Papa. Yes.
I forgive you. The Spirit of Christ forgives you. You're forgiven in Jesus' name. Amen. God is with you. God is with you.